Another edition of Karod's Korner is live here from the Q Center, the post-game show up in the broadcast booth. We thank you for joining us after the game. 2-1 loss for the Victoria Salsa tonight, and overtime to the Prince George Spruce Kings, who get a game winner with 14 seconds left on the clock. That's a bit of a heartbreaker for you. I think you probably deserved a better fate there, Sonny, but certainly was probably the strongest hockey maybe we've seen all season. I don't know if that's safe to say.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've played like that, or at least 3 full periods, or 4, 3.5, whatever you want to call it. It was definitely positives from this game. I think we're heading in the right direction. You know, it's disappointing with 14 seconds left. You just got to hang on for one more play, and there's a miscommunication between Galt and Martin there, and it happens.
Yeah.
It's too bad, and the guy fanned on his shot, and otherwise Mikas probably has that one, and then we're going to a shootout. But it was a really good game. Like, I think we deserved a better fate. Mm-hmm. Probably deserved the extra point, but that's not how sports work. So.
No, not really.
No.
Sports don't really care about your feelings, no matter how much we care about them.
No, they don't.
I thought Mikas was awesome. He looks very solid in there. I like Maddox Martin. I like Jack McDonough. I really like Jackson Gillespie and Zach Shahadi when he was in there. It seemed like all the new guys had a lot of positives to come. What did you think?
Yeah, I think in the deals we've made, I think we've gotten faster.
Yeah.
I really do. There's a lot more speed, a lot more consistency on the back end. The new guys were great. Like it's nice to have them get practices. Obviously, with Maddox showing up yesterday, he didn't have a chance to
practice. He's good though, eh?
Oh, he's phenomenal. He just works so hard. And, he plays that two-way game. He hasn't skated in a while either, so it's good to see him jump in there. And I thought we outplayed him for probably 50 minutes of regulation time.
No, I would agree.
Their goalie was phenomenal tonight.
He made
good. Some huge saves.
Made some big saves.
And Mikas, he just brings this level of calmness and comfortability for our players. I think, he made some $10 saves, but he made them so routinely.
He did. He made it look simple.
A lot of times you see goalies, they have to scramble and they make these big saves, and I thought his saves were there's a guy in front of the net, he's calm, he swallows it up, and I think it gives our team confidence that if they make a mistake, he's there for them. And too bad we just couldn't bail him out tonight on that last one. And
it was a bit of a weird one. Everything kind of flipped, and we couldn't get offense, but we had all the defense, which is in the past it's been a lot of offense but no defense.
That's
kind of
right.
Funny.
And we kept him to 30 shots, I think it was, with the overtime.
Yeah, with overtime, I believe there was 30, something like
27,
that.
I think, in regulation, which is good for.
The team was we were averaging giving up 38 before that. So
great. So I think we did a better job of just keeping shots to the outside, and I think that's a testament to the guys that we brought in. And we got 7 very capable D-men, and you struggle to find ice for all of them at times. And I think Denny definitely took a bigger step in playing the way he used to play. And Giller is just. He's a killer out there. He's just good. He's just a shutdown guy, and he did that. And now you got your set pairs, and there's that comfortability again for them. And I think, like I said up front, I think we just brought in some more speed, hit some crossbars. They hit some crossbars. It's definitely a good game for everyone to watch.
That was a great game. It was a good game. That was the first time I feel like I can say, man, that was a really good game in a little while.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It feels like we've had 7-5, and you're just like, oh.
7-5s for the fans. It's not for the coaches or the team, and so. No, we like where we're headed. We definitely made some big strides, and not having played in 2 weeks, and you get all these players, they get to practice quite a bit and get up on our systems, and obviously the big trade with Landon and Maddox there, and I think the shakeup was good for us
for sure.
Bringing Maddox in there, and it was good for Landon too. And I don't know what the result was on the other end there.
They won 3-1 today.
3-1.
Yeah, against Vernon, but
did Landon get any points?
I don't think he did. No.
Yeah, we didn't obviously see the game, but I think it's just a good change for both programs, and it definitely put some life in there for us, and you can see it. So it was entertaining to watch. It was a bit stressful because obviously we got the point. You gotta take that and then just build off of it, and see what happens tomorrow.
A player I want to talk about a little bit was Parker McDougall, because he's a very interesting player because he looked so good at times, and then he does something like doesn't back check on the one goal they score, or he doesn't pick up that late guy. How do you go about coaching something like that where there's so much there's so much speed and ability? There were times where he's the best player on the ice, and then he goes and does something like that. How do you coach that?
Parker's an interesting player. Great kid. Obviously no issues with him in his game either, but it's he has such potential to be such a dominant player. He can run a line. he keep the other team hemmed in for so long. Then he had those 2 turnovers. You know, he on the forecheck he did a big BC ferry turn, missed it, and then missed the guy on the back check. And you know, that's just, I think, immaturity, not in him as a person, but him as a player.
Yeah.
You know, just not having the experience of playing your 15 to 16 minutes a night consistently, and that's obviously what we're pushing towards. And it's just a lot of video and a lot of repetition for him, and you know, he needs to see these mistakes so he doesn't make them again. He's pretty good in correcting them, and you know, we've gotten him away from making blue line turnovers by trying to dangle a D-man, and now he's dumping pucks in because he can beat most D-men to those pucks because he is really fast. And so again, it's just the immaturity of him as a player, and he's going to get there. He is so dangerous. He had 2 or 3 scoring chances today, and you know, there's a level of frustration for him as well because he's a kid that could easily score 30, and he's got 1. It's kind of where he is, and so you know, it's I wouldn't say it's tough to watch. It's kind of neat to see how he unfolds as a player. It's definitely tough for him and frustrating not scoring goals and getting points, but he does so much else for the team, creating that energy, and you know, he can live off of that for now. And as the season unfolds the next couple of months here, we want to see more out of him, and you know, we want to see him start seeing him making these changes of getting pucks in, being a 400-foot player, and which is what he is.
It felt like there was a sense of urgency and a sense of hunger that maybe hasn't been there in maybe a month or 2. Where do you think that comes from? From the shakeup, just the guys that are now there and feel safe, or I'm not sure. It just felt like the team really had a bit of a fire lit underneath them. And I know you were talking after losing a 2-1 overtime game, but you know, you really, in my recap I've already got, like, the team just took the game to the opposition for 2-3 periods and couldn't get one to go.
Yeah, I think making the personnel changes was big. I think finding the right goalie helped. We went, you know, from when Paulo left, it's been 10 weeks. Like, that's a long time without having a starter in net. And you know, with Mikas there, he's definitely given us that confidence that we can rely on him to be that guy for us. And you know, it's tough when you work so hard and say, like, a bad goal goes through, and all of a sudden it's like you lose that confidence. We're working so hard, but we're not getting rewarded. And tonight, you know, you get a point out of it, and he made the saves that he had to make. And beyond that, like,
think of that breakaway in the 3rd period where he makes a big save, or in overtime.
And in overtime, yeah, exactly. So those kind of things matter. With the players that we brought in, like, they were just top-notch players. I think it's easier said than done to make changes. You know, we tell the players, you know, changes are coming, but then it takes between 2 and 10 weeks to find players. And you know, for them, they don't see the work that goes in behind the scenes. You just hear a trade, and it's like, oh, they made a trade today. It's like, well, I've been working on that trade for 6 weeks. Or you've been working on to get the right personnel in for so long, and you know, you have to have a bit of concern up until the 10th, obviously, of players leaving and going and all that kind of stuff. So you have to be kind of careful in what you're doing. And I just thought we did the right thing by bringing the right players in and making the changes that we did. And you know, we're not heartless, but it is about the program and about the greater of the people, of the players in the room. And you know, that's why, you know, when you do make those moves, like we sent Cooper to Prince George, we didn't send him to a lower program. Like, they're a good program. He's in a good spot. That's a good spot for him to thrive. You know, Mackey to Salmon Arm, like, that's a good place. Like, you do take into account those things, and I think that gets noticed by the other players in the room, and they make you play, you know, makes them play a little bit harder. But I don't think they were ever concerned about, am I getting moved, and you know, I'm holding my stick a little bit tighter. I think they trust us and that we're gonna do the right thing for the team, and you know, it showed tonight for sure. Again, 14.3 seconds, that's tough, but we're heading in the right direction.
Take that down off the scoreboard, please.
We're heading in the right direction.
What's the game plan going into tomorrow night against Cowichan Valley?
Well, they're going to be fired up because we won there last time. I think we won the last 2 there. I can't remember now. 8-7.
Yeah, and then we've only played once there, so technically we lost there the last time we played them in a regular season game. The exhibition game stopped because the ice exploded or something. But the last time we played there, apart from that 8-7 win, was I think they won in overtime in Game 5 of the Coastal Conference.
But it's
semifinal.
Our guys, I think, have the confidence that we can play with them.
Yeah.
I think the changes that we've made have kind of made us stronger to play against them. Cowichan is just they're such a dangerous team. You know, they got 5-man offense. They can score goals kind of on will. I don't know if they're leading the league, but they're up there at least for goals for. And they're pretty low on goals against, so they're well coached with Cam there. I think our game plan is kind of, again, the same, like stay the course, execute through our systems, make sure we're playing defense first. You want these low-scoring games as the season goes. You don't want to get it too high there, but putting pucks on the net, outmuscling them. I think we're a bigger team than them. I think we're heavier than them,
sure.
and I think we're faster than them.
Yeah.
And they're very skilled. So it's a combination that we have to play a 60-minute game and minimize our mistakes. Because right now, I don't know if we can outscore our mistakes, and I don't think we need to, but we just need to get 3-4 goals there, and they're a team that can outscore their mistakes, and so we just gotta definitely minimize that, and that's the plan tomorrow, is play with speed and get pucks on net, and like we saw a lot of dump-ins today and forechecks, which has been a change from the last 10 games or so, and we'd like that power play to capitalize well. I thought PK was good today, and so tomorrow against Couch, and it comes down to a special teams game too, I think. So that's the plan.
Yeah. Not really much more for you, Sonny. I think we'll let you go.
Okay.
Another edition of Karod's Corner live on
It's been a while.
Hockey. I know, it has been a while. But well, I know we got to let some people get home here, so we're going to cut it. Thanks,
Tom.
Anil.
Appreciate
Appreciate it. And we'll see you tomorrow. We'll close up in just a moment.